Hello everybody, we are from Group 13. In this time, we will present our material about portfolio assessment and self-assessment. But first, let me introduce the member of Group 13. There are Kurnia Setyanti with ID number 410-142-0076, Bagus Surya Maulana with ID number 410-142-0126, and Dillila Widdatina Viqtorinnada with ID number 410-142-0132. Without hesitating anymore, let's discuss our material. The first, we're gonna talk about portfolio assessment. Many of us may ever hear portfolio, but what is portfolio? So, that's from Paulson. He defines a portfolio as a collection of students' work that shows their effort, development, and skills in a field or more. In line with it, Johnson & Johnson defined a portfolio is an organized collection of evidence accumulated over time on a student's or group's academic progress, achievement, skill, and attitudes. And then, in the mathematics context, a mathematics portfolio is a collection of students' best work or product that is meaningful as a result of their mathematics learning. As an instrument assessment, portfolio focuses on documents about student work that is productive. It is a proof of what student can do, not what student can do, or answer or solving. So that portfolio is not only a collection of students' work, but a collection of students' work that is designed by students to show the proof of their competence, understanding, and achievement in mathematics learning. And so, the purpose of portfolio assessment is to monitor the students' improvement from day to day, and to encourage students in reflecting their learning. Next, we talk about portfolio assessment procedure. Steps that need to be implemented in implementing portfolio assessment are as follows. The first, explain to student if portfolio usage is not only a collection of students' work that used by teacher to assess, but also used to student itself. Second, set together both students and teacher what portfolio to collect. Third, collect and save the work from each student in a folder. Fourth, add date created in every student development information so that we can see the quality difference over time. And fifth, determine portfolio assessment criteria and the score to student. And sixth, ask the student to assess their work simultaneously. Seventh, if the result is not satisfying or below the standard criteria minimum, student given a chance to fix it. And last, make a meeting schedule to discuss portfolio if possible. Invite parents to discuss the result achieved by the student. And next is the example of portfolio assessment format. So as we can see here, the portfolio assessment format including the grade, basic competency, the name of student, date the portfolio created, learning subject, an indicator accompanied by the criteria from 1 to 4, and the last is feedback from the parents and teacher. And then for the criteria of scoring will be explained more by my friends.
Okay, the next is score guideline that is have a form as follows, and then the score or the level that is 4, 3, 2, and 1 that is which is 1 that is not good, 2 is almost good, 3 good, and 4 is almost good. And then the right side is a student work description. So each student work description has a score or level for them. And then the benefits of the portfolio assessment, that is the first of students POV, and the first is documenting student progress over a period of time, And then the second is knowing the part that students do not know. And the third is generating self-confidence and motivations for students learning. The fourth encourage student responsibility for learning. And then the last is correcting wrong behavior in learning mathematics. And then now that is a teacher POV. That is the first one is becoming a teacher reflections, mentoring or carrying on the learnings, correcting inappropriate teaching behavior, helping teachers recognize students' characteristics, relate to mathematics, knowing the parts that not to be repeat and report, repair and repeated, its role is remedials, and then make it easy to identify students who have potentials in mathematics lesson in acceleration or enrichment programs. And then the last is facilitates the selection of students who have the potential to take part in math competition activity. And then the next is self-assessment. That is a several definition of self-assessment. The first one is according to curriculum center or PPPN or Tipicnas in 2010. That is self-assessment is an assessment technique in which students are asked to assess themselves with regard to the status, process, and level of achievement of the competition they have learned in certain subjects based on criteria or reference that have been prepared. And then the second is according to Kurnia, that is self-assessment is an assessment technique by asking students to express their strengths and weakness in the context of attitude, competence, both spiritual attitudes and social attitudes. And the third is from Surya, 2012. Self-assessment. Self-assessment is an assessment technique in which students are asked to assess themselves relate to the status, process, and level of achievement of the competencies they have learned in certain subject. So we can conclude that is self-assessment is an assessment technique in which students express their weakness and strength in achieving competence in the cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric domain. Character of student, and this is a competence in the affective domain. So the next will be presented by my friend.
In self-assessment procedure, there are 8 steps for self-assessment procedure. The first is determine the competencies or aspect of the ability that will be rated, then determine the evaluation criteria to be used, then formulate an assessment format, can be in the form of scoring guidelines, check mark list, or rating scale, then ask students to make a self-assessment, then researchers or teachers review assessment results to encourage students to always do self-assessment in a carefully and objectively. Then presentation of feedback to students based on result study of self-assessment. Then show conclusion on the result of the evaluation with using self-assessment related to achievement, the spiritual and social attitude competence of the students. Next is the example of self-assessment. The self-assessment consists of name, class, semester, and school year. Then in the below there is a table that consists of statement. The statement is flexible according to our needs. Then in the beside of the statement there is assessment format. It can be in the form scoring guidelines, check mark list, or rating scale. Then benefits of self-assessment. The benefit of self-assessment is reviewed from 2 points of view. They are from students' point of view and from teachers' point of view. The first is the benefits of self-assessment from students' point of view. Students are able to reflect on the subject that have been given, then provide self-motivation of students in terms of assessing students' activity. Then students are more active and participate of learning, train students' independence, then students know the part that need to be prepared, students understand their own abilities. The next is the benefits of self-assessment from teachers' point of view. There, teachers are able to recognize the strengths and weaknesses of students, then statement made in accordance with the wishes of the asker, then it can be used as a reference in compiling teaching materials, knowing the input standards of the students we will teach, then teachers obtains objective input about the absorption of students. Okay, I think it's enough from us. I'm sorry for any mistake there, and thank you for watching this video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.